Hi everyone, welcome back to Vedic Life Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the Sidereal Vedic Astrology Outlook for the month of February 2025. We're going to take a look at the astrology, and what a start to the year we have had. I wasn't expecting there to be so much activity and so much news already. We've had so much going on. So I just wanted to start by sending healing energy and thoughts and prayers to people who are in California, United States of America. We've got a large majority of the community here is based in America, and a lot of you will know people who are there, or you've got friends and family there, or you are there. And I just wanted to say that we're all thinking of you. We're sending healing energy, prayers, thoughts, all of that your way. And I wanted to say that if you want to, in the comments below, if you are there or you have been impacted or affected, please tell us in the comments below. You're very welcome to share your story or let us know how you are. I no longer do comments anymore. I used to do them, but I'm just too busy. I'm too busy with client sessions. I'm too busy building Patreon. There's too much going on. But what I've noticed is we have a lot of wonderful light workers, astrologers, tarot readers. We have incredible people in this community. I've seen so many wonderfully supportive conversations in the comments below, and keep that going, guys. We have a community here and we can all talk to each other. It's so important that we communicate. It's a really good thing. So you can share in the comments below if you want to, about what's going on. The one thing that occurred to me to say and to bring up was this quote from the Bhagavad Gita, which I think could be helpful at this time. These are words that always help me, and they help refocus me, and they help calm me down, and it's from chapter 2, verse 23, and I'll just read it out. And I just think this is a lovely piece of writing. So it says, "No weapon can pierce the soul, no fire can burn it, no water can moisten it, nor can any wind wither it. The soul is uncleavable, it cannot be burnt or wetted or dried. The soul is immutable, all-permeating, ever calm and immovable, eternally the same." And I just love these words. I often reflect on this. No fire can burn it, no water can wet it. I often think about just that phrase, and it's times like this where potentially you lose everything out there. But what happens is, when you lose everything out there, you deepen your relationship with the real stuff that's within, and you deepen your relationship with what truly matters, and you get to figure out what truly matters as well. So these can be clarifying experiences that, we look back on after some years, and we even have the ability to say, wow, that was the best thing that happened to me. So anyone who's going through any tough thing like that right now, know that, the other thing I wanted to say as well is that I've seen the planets really help people with these things, and sometimes not immediately, but like years later, as I said. I've seen things where people are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and they lose it all, or they lose their job, or they lose something they've been working really hard towards, or they've been saving up and it all goes. And like this, I've seen people lose everything, and they're wondering, well, how am I going to regain? How am I going to pick back up? How am I going to keep going? And I've seen that for those people who don't lose hope, who hang in there, who believe in tomorrow, you know, that things will be okay. For those people, often what happens is some planetary thing can kick in. So, you know, there could be, as per Vimshottri Dasha, you know, a Nietzsche Bhangaraj Yog might be activated and you go up. Or Saturn steps in to one of his periods where he gives, and I've seen Saturn sort people out, and, you know, there's like a pension or something that comes out of nowhere that they didn't know about, and they get a letter, and then, you know, their lives are transformed. I've seen these things happen. Solar eclipses can sometimes jump people forward, and things like this. So we've always just got to keep hanging in there. We've always got to just stay positive, find some way to self-soothe and stay positive. Self-soothing, do you know, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how this is a Mars year. And while there will be people who maybe, you know, they set their goal that this year they're trying to get off an addiction or something like that, it might be that, this is a tough year to be doing that activity, because a lot of people will reach for their self-soothing mechanisms, if you know what I mean. So that's okay. I just sort of want to say that it's a Mars year, and, you know, if you if you need that self-soothing mechanism, whatever it is, be balanced, but know that this is the kind of year where it's okay to reach for that thing that you need. I'll give you an example. I have quit coffee. I have done that. Last year, I think I had 2 or 3 coffees. This month, we're only at the 16th of January, I've had 2 coffees already. So I'm just saying, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Like, it's, yeah, what a year. So look after yourself and look after each other. And I mean, I think that's what we need to do. We need to look after each other. That is the big message that is coming through from everywhere, that we're going to be the ones that look after each other. So in the comments, feel free, guys, to express or share if there's anything you want to say there. We'll take a look at a bit of a news matchup. I've got a couple of items to talk about with the news. I will talk about my thoughts on the 7th of January fires and what I see there astrologically. I've got a couple of headlines and things to chat through there. Then we'll take a look at the energy for February, what's coming up energetically as per the stars. And I've also got, actually I do have, the Australia chart. Somebody asked, would you look at the chart for Australia? Gosh, I'd completely forgotten about this. I will bring up the chart and we can chat about that. We'll do a few minutes on that. I'm always keen to talk about Australia. Yes, I'm here in England, but I'm an Aussie. I grew up there, that's my home. So I'd love to talk about the Aussie chart. And then we'll have a look at the mini reports. This time in the mini reports, we're going to take a look at Venus exalted. That's across all of Feb. We'll have a look at Jupiter going forward. These are some big movements, so I'm going to cover that this month. So let's get back to the news matchup here. Wow, we're already 9 minutes. I'm going to have to be brief. I'll be brief. I won't spend too long here. News matchup, guys. I did have a look at the 7th of January and just to see astrologically what is going on. I had a look at the United States chart, and I was looking at Gandanta points. I was looking at, fire and fire signs and all different things. And anyway, nothing was making any sense to me. I couldn't really pin it on anything in particular. I'm sure there are people who will be pinning it to certain things, but I'll tell you what I saw. I basically I'm questioning, is this a natural event, is what I'm questioning. And I've written here that the 7th January, I mean, Pluto natal return, Pluto is right on United States natal Pluto. I could see that. So I would class this as that kind of event. So it's a Pluto natal return event is what I would say. And what I have as a result of looking at, I've looked at a couple of small news items on YouTube and things like that, and I just leave all the videos with questions. And I've got here, I only have questions, I have no answers, I have no theories, and I have nothing like that. I'm sort of holding back my belief energy. I don't feel the need to invest my belief energy in an answer or a theory just yet. I just don't have the desire to do that. But I'll tell you what my questions are, and I feel like it's okay to ask questions because they haven't censored that yet, so I'm going to ask some questions. First question is this a natural disaster? I've got a note here, the Hindustan Times is asking this question as well. I'll put a thing on the screen. I did see some headlines, interesting headlines from a video they put out. The other question that I want to ask is, why is it that just like in Hawaii, only blue things survived, or things painted blue seemed to survive? I find that interesting. I don't know why, but that's a thing. And I grew up in Australia. We know fire. You know, I grew up in Australia, a country that deals with bushfires all the time. When I was a child, we were taught, you know, you go to school and you're in kindergarten and year one, and they're teaching you, I still remember the slogan, that little cartoon, and they taught us, get down low and go, go, go. And they taught us how to like wet a handkerchief or something if you need to touch a doorknob, and you know, get down low and go, go, go. You don't want to inhale the fumes and things like that. Like we have been trained since being small children what to do in a fire. So I've seen a lot of footage as well of fire and things like that. Growing up in Australia, you see that kind of thing on the TV. But with this disaster and the Hawaii disaster, I do have a question mark around this thing of blue things survive. It's a question I have. Another question I have is that when I first heard about fire, it did flag in my brain that, wow, I wonder if there's some evidence of something, of what, I don't know, but is there evidence that could be being burnt or something like that? So I definitely had some questions around that. And as I say, I don't have answers. Equally, you know, I would normally say feel free to put your theories in the comments below, but I have heard that comments are being censored. So I just ask everyone to take care, but we can ask questions, right? We can ask questions, and I think that's important that we do that. The other headline I saw in the news recently was about Palestine and Israel, and I'll just bring that up by my side. And the thing that I just wanted to point out here was on this particular article by the Wall Street Journal, it said they agreed to a deal to pause the fighting in Gaza. And it was the word pause that just made me think of the fact that this is a number 9 year. And I did talk about that in the 2025 predictions. I'll put a link above to the 2025 predictions I did. And I did talk about the fact that we've got Mars energy, which is go, 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 but then stop, and then go, go, stop. You know, it can be this erratic sort of energy that can happen there with Mars. So I think this is, you know, God, I'm so happy. Yes, a pause in the fighting. Great. How about stop the fighting altogether? How about stop all killing of any human being? That's what all of us want. Let's pray for that. Let's hope that that happens. But I do think in this Mars year, there is a potential for stop, ceasefire, stop energy. Yes, things really can stop. And this headline just got me thinking about that number 9 year, Mars year. Things could be stopping at this time. So we'll take a look at the energy. I think that's all the news that I had. Let's take a look at the energy for Feb and the next few months. I'll just cover this in brief, and then I will open up the Australia chart, have a bit of a chat about that, and then we'll get into the mini reports. So the energy for Feb and the next few months. What do we have going on? Well, we've got Venus exalted across the entire month. And I'm happy about this, guys. We need it. We need some good Venus, beautiful, exalted Venus, high yin energy. I'm wearing a pinkish sort of shade today in honor of Venus. Let's celebrate Venus. Let's wear pink. Let's wear white. Let's, you know, What else is Venusian? Make our homes beautiful, do some clutter clearing, get rid of things. So let's have a look. Venus exalted across the entire month. And I've got here, and due to Venus's retrograde, so Venus will retrograde here in Pisces. Due to this Venus retrograde, Venus will stay in Pisces until the end of May. So this is good. We need this. I think this is going to be lovely energy. We need a strong, feminine, yin, nourishing, healing, calming energy. And some of that will be, I mean, Rahu is in there as well, so that might make things interesting. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it should be good. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at, because Rahu will move. No, Rahu's going to be there for the whole thing. Yeah, okay. Hang on. For the whole thing. Just about. Just about. So Rahu will be there, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So Rahu energy is there too. I've got here just a few days after Venus steps into Aries. So that's June. Okay, because Venus is going to be exalted until the end of May. So then Venus steps into Aries, and we're looking at June there. So when Venus steps into Aries, Mars will step into Leo, and that's in June. So we're going to have, now, but this is a strong and empowered Mars. Okay, so I am actually seeing that this could be good for action, for getting things done, for moving forward, for making progress. I've got here the Mars energy, June onwards. It's good, healthy, masculine action energy. I've got here perhaps even some heroic energy could be there across the summer. But it's a good, empowered Mars. It's a Mars that can get things done. And what I've noticed is that when you've got like an exalted Mars or something like that, Mars isn't dwelling and all caught up in the mind. Like when you've got a debilitated Mars, that's Mars in Cancer, that's Mars that gets depressed and gets all caught up in the mind. And you think about a Mars in Capricorn, bang, it just gets things done. Doesn't think about it. It's like we're not thinking, we're doing. We get it done, we move on. You know, that's a great, exalted, beautiful Mars in Capricorn. It's lovely. So when you've got a good, healthy, masculine Mars, stuff just gets done and people aren't thinking about it, and it's better. So I think we're going to have some better energy, definitely, I hope, June onwards. I will keep an eye on it, and I'm willing to revisit any of these predictions and tell you what I see as we get closer to the time. This is going to be one of those years, I think, where it's just like we're all just trying our best here. So let's just see what happens. But I am seeing that right now, you know, Feb anyway, we should have some better energy. And I mean, after something difficult and after the Tower moment, you know, the cards in tarot, what is after the tarot? The Tower. I should know this. I have made tarot decks, but what is after the Tower card? Yeah, the Star, healing. Yeah, and there's always a healing card. Like you have something really difficult, and then there's a healing card. So I feel like January's been really difficult, and I think February is our healing month. Okay, so things shouldn't be too crazy across Feb. Fingers crossed, let's hope for that. But I mean, there is better energy here for us. Now I've got here Saturn will be in Pisces by then. So by then, as in June, I've got here loss energy will continue to materialize. Yeah, this is a time marked by loss. And I did say that in my 2025 predictions. You can watch that video. I definitely talked about Saturn in Pisces being all about insurance. I talked about that. It's like for 2 to 3 years, insurance is going to be the big area, I think, of life that gets the Saturnian treatment, you know. So that I said that in the 2025 predictions already. And I was saying that is to do with property. But then because there was that healthcare thing that happened like towards the end of last year, I was like, well, you know, maybe it's other things, but yeah, no, property, we're seeing it now. So yeah, it's but any type of insurance, the entire industry will get the Saturnian treatment. I've got here, we've got to remember that there are good energies around. The media won't publicize all the greater good that is happening, but know that it is happening. That's where we have to keep our focus. We have to keep our focus on the good that is happening. And there is a lot of good happening. Whenever there are problems, disasters in the world, it does mean that the love quotient has gone up. The light quotient has gone up. And, you know, things are improving. We've got to remember that. Our world really is improving. Now let's have a look at the month of Feb specifically. Month of Feb specifically, I've got here, look out for the 1st and 2nd of Feb in particular. You might even want to do a bit of stargazing. If it is a clear sky where you are, you might be able to see a lovely triple conjunction. You might be able to see, now I'm pretty sure it's Moon, Venus and Saturn. You might be able to see those on the 1st and or 2nd of Feb, somewhere there. But I've got here 1st and 2nd of Feb in particular, we're going to have Rahu North Node tightly conjunct an exalted Venus. Also Neptune and the Moon will be there. So this is all the feminine yin energies, just like huge. So how I'm going to interpret that is I think there could be a lot of healing energy can flood the collective consciousness at this time. You know, we've had our Tower card in tarot, and the card that comes next, it is the Star card. I did have to look that up. But yeah, I mean, it's the Star card, it's healing. You know, healing energy will be pouring in. Now, the trick with healing energy pouring in or coming in to the consciousness, you have to be in the now. You have to be in the now to receive it. If you're holding on to the past, feeling bad about the past, you'll miss it. If you're worried about the future, you'll miss it. You've got to be in the now. And be in the now, you get the healing benefits. So that's definitely 1st and 2nd of Feb. I've got here Saturn is still in Aquarius all month. So people power is still strong. And I've got here, we must join forces and fight for what is important. And, you know, that's going to be different for different areas, but we've still got people power energy with us now. This is really until March. So, yeah, if you need to band together and fight for something, well, we've still got that energy. I've got here, Jupiter goes direct on 4th Feb. And is getting ready to enter Gemini on 15th of May. And I will, of course, do a specialized report on Jupiter entering Gemini. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a brand new energy for all of us. So let's take a look now at the chart of Australia. The timer is going to run out soon. Actually, it cuts out at 29 minutes now, so it's not too bad. All right, I'm going to bring up the Aussie chart. Let's have a look. Now, I've got 2 Australian charts. I'm going to use this one. I'll put it by my side. I like this one. To me, this is Australia. I just see Australia in here. This chart just makes sense to me. And someone asked for, I think it was the next 5 years, but we might go a little bit long range here. Because I had a look myself. I was interested myself. I know that there's going to be an incredible eclipse happening 2028. I think Sydney Harbour is going to be the place to be. I am going to make it and make sure I be there. That's, I think, July 2028. Sydney, Australia will be a place where you can see and experience the eclipse, I do believe. So that's marked in my diary already. I never have an event so far into the future, but now I do, because I just happened to read about it. And if we take a look at the chart for Australia, the notes that I've got here, I've written, so I've had a look at a few things. I know we've got the Brisbane Olympics, July 2032. Now that is perfectly timed, because July 2032 is when Australia will finish its Sati Sati. So it's an absolute terrific time to have the Olympics on in Brisbane. If we have a look at the Vimshotri Dasha here, you'll see that that's happening in Australia's Sun Mahadasha. And I think during Australia's Sun Mahadasha, all eyes are going to be on Australia, and it is going to be like a jewel in the world. Everyone's going to want to be there. And I think people will be very impressed with Australia and what it is and what a great country it is. I think it's going to be a terrific place to be. So we're looking at 2031 to 2037. I think these next few years for Australia might be just a little bit of slower growth. I've got here Australia is soon to start Sadhisati. It's a 7.5 year period, which is a Saturnian period of time. And how I'd read a Sadhisati for a country is that I'd say stability, slow growth, could be some loss, could be some pain, could be a feeling of Groundhog Day, just more of the same. What has been happening in Australia since, if we look at Vimshotri Dasha and where Australia is now, Australia has been in Venus Mahadasha since 2011. So this is a period of time that runs from 2011 to 2031. And if we have a look at Venus, Venus is with Rahu, and that's in the 3rd house. Now, who's lording this 3rd house? It's Mars. Mars is seated in the 12th. So how am I going to read this? Well, Venus and Rahu together, money, an influx of money. And what kind of money? It's foreign money. So we've got the lord of this Venus is Mars seated in the 12th. Foreign kings, we could say. So this is really rich foreign people have been propping Australia up. And I think that that's how I'm reading it astrologically. And I mean, we can see that that's a period of time from 2011 to 2031. Foreign kings, foreign, like very wealthy people coming and even buying up bits of Australia, right? So that's your Venus Mahadasha there. It's other people's money as well. Venus and Rahu in Scorpio, other people's money. So this is the period of time where there's been a huge influx of foreign wealth into Australia from 2011 to 2031. 2031 to 2037 is the Sun Mahadasha, and I think it's going to be a time where people just come to enjoy and marvel and go, wow, this is an incredible place. But then the Moon Mahadasha begins, and that's 2037 to 2047. Now this moon is seated in Aries in the 8th house. And I think this is going to be a period of time of soul searching for Australia, where Australia kind of scratches its head and goes, who are we? Who and what are we? And people are doing that right now. People are scratching their head and going, who are we? What is this country? What are we all about? People are doing that right now. But there will be, it's like the collective consciousness of Australia, I think, will be doing this 2037 to 2047. I think there'll be like a period of soul searching, a period of who are we? Don't know our identity. Yes, there's a whole load of money here, but who and what are we culturally? And I feel like that kind of deep introspection, and I think the vibe will change in Australia from 2037 to 2047. It'll be an interesting place where Australia is trying to figure out who it is and what it wants to be. But as I say, I think there are people who are feeling that way even now, because Australia is not what it was, in the 70s and 80s. Let's have a look at the 70s and 80s. I haven't even done this as well, but let's look at what was going on in the 70s and 80s. Saturn Mahadasha, wow, 68 to 87. And then 87 to 2004. I think, this is interesting because I think from, say, for example, 1968 to 2004, Australia had a really strong and solid identity. Australia knew who it was. There was a groundedness. There was, and there was culture in the place, and it was different. 2004 to 2011. Now I'm not sure about this myself because I left Australia in 2004. But what I saw is I did see the nation prosper from 2004 onwards, and that's Ketu is lorded by Venus. So Venus has really been stimulated since 2004. And it's true, when I left, I just saw the country keep going up, 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 up. You know, there's that global financial crisis, just kept going up, just up, up, up. Like it just doesn't dip. It's an extraordinary place. But as I say, it's foreign money. And with all that foreign money, I think, yeah, there's culture, the lack of, I don't know. It's to me right now, that Moon Mahadasha, I sense that feeling even now. We're looking at 2037 there. But it's interesting. You know, yeah. Who and what is a country? And by then, I mean, gosh, 2037, who and what is any country? How are we going to be more globalized? Are we going to be more intertwined? And what is a country anyway? Yeah, I mean, most countries in the world are going through this even now. So yeah, I'm not sure. Very, very interesting. I could chat more about the Australia chart. It's pretty incredible where the positioning of the Olympics is at the end of the Sati. So that is generally a time, 2.5 years, 3 years, where Saturn rewards, and it's celebration. You know, Sati finishes, it's party time. It's, you know, you have, yeah, good time. So Australia's going to be a terrific place to be. 2032 onwards, and it's that Sun Mahadasha. It's really good. And the other thing I will say, so I've had a lot of people, they book me in the Moon Mahadasha, and they book me in the Moon Mahadasha because their life has been fantastic and career is fantastic in the Sun Mahadasha, but then there's some change, and it's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, I'm in the Moon Mahadasha, oh no, you know. So I get a lot of bookings in the Moon Mahadasha, I get a lot of bookings in the Ketu Mahadasha, Saturn Mahadasha, of course, but I mean, people come in any Mahadasha. Mars Mahadasha, I get a lot of people book, and Rahu as well. So yeah, it's pretty interesting when people come for a booking. I don't get as many Sun Mahadasha bookings. People are too busy. I did have one actually last year. It was very exciting. But I mean, yeah, the Sun Mahadasha people, when they come, which is not so often, but when they come, they're very, very busy. They're enjoying that time usually. But yeah, amazing. All right, guys. Well, we are going to get into the mini reports. So we are now going to welcome Aries. Aries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aries Ascendant, Aries Moon, or Aries Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Venus exalted all month, and this is good. We need this beautiful yin energy. I'm so glad that Venus is exalted. For you, this is happening in your 12th house. Rahu is also there, so you might have a really strong desire to escape. You might really want to procrastinate. You might really want to get away from it all. You might really not want to do any work, okay? And that's fine. That's just how it is this month. I've got here, if you can take a day trip somewhere, if you can have an afternoon off, if you can just disappear, you know, and if you can schedule in a meeting for yourself, just put it in your calendar, and other people see your calendar and they go, oh, she's busy, she's got a meeting. But they don't know. They don't know that that's actually just a meeting where you've invited you, right? If you need a bit of that, do it, take it, make it happen. Block off time that's just for you, okay? This is that kind of month where that escapism, procrastination energy is high, and that's just how it is. This is good energy for exercise. It's good energy for looking good, feeling good, you know, small trips away, spiritual little retreats, sacred time, you know, where you're enjoying being on your own. Actually, this is it could be good with a partner. It could be really good with a partner, but equally, this is that magical, blissful time on your own where you steal away some time for yourself. Now, we've got Jupiter going forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 2nd house. So you will be able to keep saving money. Okay, this is just good saving energy. Jupiter's expanding in that second house, that wealth house of yours. So this is good to keep saving money through until about May, and then the energy is going to shift, and that's about mid-May. So keep continuing to make the most of this energy. We've got the 12th of Feb, a full moon in 4th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. It is in Gandanta. Okay, so this is intense. This is an intense full moon, and definitely take extra care in how you speak with family members, especially your mother. Okay, so just take care of that. And then on the 28th of Feb, we have a new moon in 11th house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing in any realm of your life. Your own healing powers might even be activated at this time. So that is what we have there for you, Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Taurus. Taurus, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Moon, or Taurus Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted all month, across the month of Feb. This is from 28th January onwards. So for you, this is happening in your 11th house. This is really good for gains of all kinds. So gains of friends, contacts, social media followers. You can grow your network circles. You can grow your business. You can grow your client base. You can earn money. Okay, so this is a really good thing. I've got here as well the note that what you say will be popular at this time. So perhaps what you say or your creative output or your creative work might be popular at this time. And you might find that there could be word of mouth, or there could be some kind of effect. Rahu might grow things for you here. It's quite interesting. Now we've got Jupiter going forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your first house. So it's a good time to get your finances in order. Get on top of things, because in Jupiter's next transit, your wealth is going to grow. So if there is any admin you need to do, any accounts you need to do, expenses you need to lodge, or whatever that financial admin is, get on top of that at this time. Definitely get on top of your admin. It will help. Now on the 12th of Feb, we've got full moon in 3rd house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is a Gandanta full moon. It's very intense. So take extra care in how you speak with friends, family, or co-workers. And it's a good time to be on your own a bit more, if that is good for you. And on the 28th of Feb, we have a new moon in 10th house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing in your career, and you can ask for any career blockages to be removed at this time. It's looking like a pretty good month ahead for you, Taurus, especially with your Venus in the 11th house. Enjoy that. We are now going to welcome Gemini. Gemini, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted all month. And for you, this is happening in your 10th house. So this might make you ambitious at work. You might have a tremendous desire to get ahead, or to present new ideas, to present new initiatives. It's also a really great time to reinvent your personal style. So this could be updating your website, updating your logo, updating your presentation slides, updating your LinkedIn profile. Maybe this is time to get a new headshot. This is good energy, actually. You might be looking fantastic, but it's specifically for work, okay? It's specifically a work type thing. Now, Venus, but you know what? It is 10th house. It's how you present to the world. So yeah, if you want to get proper photos done, this could be a good time. Now Jupiter will go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus, in your 12th house. So Jupiter has been helping you to expand spiritually. And this is all very abstract. So this might not be, this could be some behind the scenes, subconscious type work that Jupiter has been doing. The other thing is that this might have been tough at times. So while there are benefits and good things being created for you in your subconscious and behind the scenes, it's like that it might have brought up difficult things. I've got here, over the past year, you might have had a dark night of the soul here and there, or you might have had some difficult things to deal with. The other thing is that this placement might have been tough on your health as well, but you have grown a lot. And if you're able to look back on the growth that you have experienced. Also, this could be like a shattering of illusions. You might have had some more awakening type energy across this past year, the year that's been. But this is going to shift for you, and you will have a different energy that you're going to encounter, in the next Jupiter transit. But Jupiter's going forward, 4th Feb, and it's getting ready to move on. Okay, so life will change. We're going to have quite a couple of points of change this year. We're going to have Saturn's movement, we're going to have Jupiter's movement, we'll have a Rahu Ketu shift, so there's a lot going on. Now, the 12th of Feb, we've got a full moon in 2nd house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. It's in Gandanta, so this is very intense, this full moon. Take care in how you speak with family members or dear old friends. Any childhood connections, any of that. You might just want to give it a miss, if there's something you got to miss, or I don't know, if there's some intense stuff going on. Lay low and let the full moon pass and then interact type thing. I've got here, it is good to be at home on this night cooking something delicious. Yeah, you can enjoy that. You can enjoy being a chef and, and having a good night in. Now on the 28th of Feb, we've got a new moon in 9th house Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing in the relationship with your father, or with your masculine side, or with your own sense of responsibility. This is just a good time to wish for a healing in that area. Gemini, I'm wishing you well. Take care. We are now going to welcome Cancer. Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we've got Venus exalted all month. And for you, this is in your 9th house. So this could give you a bit of a travel bug. You might want to go somewhere. You might want to book a trip. You might want to plan a trip. And I've got here, you might dream of an escape through work travel. You might just wish that your boss would send you somewhere for a little while or something. You might be making plans for a pilgrimage or a spiritual retreat of some kind. But this is a great time to dream of those things and make those plans. Maybe you're making those plans. Maybe you are going somewhere. Maybe you're booking something. Maybe you're just making the plans. But this is that kind of travel type energy. Jupiter's going to go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 11th house. So Jupiter has been expanding your finances, your opportunities, how you make money. Jupiter has been there trying to grow you in some way. So you might well have the money. I'm thinking, I'm looking at this going, hang on a minute, you might be able to make this travel plan work, because Jupiter has been in your 11th house. So it might be that you've got spare money for travel. And I've got here, if it makes sense to do so, you can set aside some money for a trip to go somewhere, or, but Jupiter should have been helping you financially over this past year. Jupiter's going to shift. We're looking at about mid-May. I will cover that in more detail coming up. So I have to make the report yet. I've got to do the Saturn one first. Saturn's huge. Now 12th of Feb, we've got a full moon in first house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta. Huge. Big full moon. This is Cancer, guys. This is you. So I mean, gosh, you might not sleep that well on this night. So keep an eye out for that. See how your sleep is on the 12th of Feb. And I've just got a general note here for you. Take extra care around this time. It's a great spiritual moon to rest and retreat from the world. It's a great time for you to have some serious me time, alone time, recharge time. You might want to do your own thing type of time. Equally, yeah, your sleep, if you find that you don't sleep so well. I must admit, I have been observing the whole moon thing, and I don't sleep very well on full moon nights anyway. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one, because this is very intense on the 12th of Feb. So let's see what happens. But it's helpful to know when there's a full moon, because then if you don't sleep, there's a reason. And I think it's okay to miss a night of sleep here and there. It's not too bad. Now, 28th Feb, there's a new moon, 8th house, Aquarius, Sattva Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for more of your occult and or healing gifts to come online. Okay, so if you want to improve your intuition, if you want a deeper connection with the other side, this is a good time to wish for that, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Leo. Leo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Leo Ascendant, Leo Moon, or Leo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So all month, Leo, we have got Venus exalted for the whole month. And for you, this is in your 8th house. So this might give you a tremendous desire to work out all the hidden mysteries of the world. Or maybe just the hidden mysteries of your world. Maybe you are going to find out things about your family or the people around you as well. I've got here, if you feel compelled to go down some rabbit holes this month, then do that. There is also the energy of obsession here as well. You might find yourself being obsessed with something. I don't know what that is, but yeah, my recent obsession was making chocolate truffles. I'm still making them, guys, still loving them. But I mean, who knows? What is this obsession going to be? But yeah, when I was putting together my notes for this, I was thinking about, I don't know if you remember that film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and that guy was like, he was obsessed with that mountain, and he made like a mashed potato mountain or something. I don't know. Anyway, some kind of obsessive energy could be here across the month of a month of Feb. Now Jupiter's going to go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus, in your 10th house. So Jupiter has been expanding your career, your knowledge in your field of expertise. Jupiter has been growing you career-wise. Okay, so in the next transit, you are going to profit from all the hard work that you've been doing. So I've got here the note, keep studying until mid-May and you will profit more. So mid-May onwards, that's your time to cash in on all the work you've been doing. But the energy is still there for you to keep skilling up, to keep studying, to keep polishing, to keep perfecting, to keep chipping away. You're chipping away, you're working hard, but the cash-in time is coming, you know, and it's been a while coming. So hang in there, Leo, keep working, keep doing all the amazing things you do. Now on the 12th of Feb, we have a full moon in 12th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta, guys. This is intense, this is full on. So I've got here, keep a dream journal around this time. Your dreams might be prophetic, they might be visionary. This is a kind of time where you want to take note of your dreams. Okay, it's a really intense full moon. And on the 28th of Feb, there's a new moon in 7th house Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing in your heart space, or a healing for your marriage or for your committed partner, but something to do with love and partnership, or just your heart space in general. Wish for a healing in that area of your life. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Virgo. Virgo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Venus is exalted across the entire month. And for you, this is happening in your 7th house. So this might give you a tremendous desire to create some kind of a business venture. Equally, it could make you want to travel. It might give you a bit of a travel bug. But either way, you've got great energy to interact with the world at large at this time. There could be a desire for escapism as well. Or even like if you're in a job, you might be wanting to escape your job through creating other streams of income or something like that. But there's there is a creative energy here as well, which is what I'm feeling. So yeah, there's a creative energy, there's a I can do it, I want to do it, let's get on with it. Like there's an excitement here. Maybe you just want to interact with the world, or you want to travel, or you want to get out, or you want to do things. Now we've got Jupiter will go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 9th house. Jupiter has been upping your skills, your knowledge, your authority, your expertise. And in the next transit, it could be your time to teach others. Okay, so the next transit is really mid-May onwards. But you've still got time from now until mid-May to just keep skilling up, to just keep learning, to keep building, to keep growing. It's that gradual, Jupiter just keeps expanding. It just keeps expanding. That's what it does. So you're just going to keep expanding. You're just going to keep growing. But the shift will happen mid-May, and we'll talk about that in a separate video. Now on the 12th of Feb, there's a full moon in 11th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. It's in Gandanta. It's very intense, guys. So we've got a very intense moon. Definitely take care of how you speak with co-workers or with 11th house. I mean, it could even be clients. It could be, but just co-workers, clients, siblings, friends. Take care of how you speak with these people at this time. Equally, you might observe that somewhere amongst your co-workers or siblings and or friends that stuff kicks off or stuff happens or something like that. So, but you're hearing this report, so you can take care of how you speak. To be careful around this 12th of Feb, full moon. And on the 28th of Feb, there's a new moon in 6th house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for next steps in your career to be revealed to you, or you could be wishing for blocks in your career to be removed at this time. Because when we've got a new moon, we can always wish for something. We've got a new moon there. All right, well, Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Libra. Libra, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Libra Ascendant, Libra Moon, or Libra Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted across all of Feb. So for you, this is happening in your 6th house. So this might give you a lot of energy to pursue success at work. It's like you want to achieve things, you want to win, you want to grow now. Maybe you're tired of the status quo and you're like, I want to get in and change everything, or you want to get in and roll up your sleeves. And this is the 6th house. You want to do what you can do. So this is interesting energy. You might want to pursue success at work, or compete with others even. That might excite you. I've got here Rahu is here, and Rahu does really well in the 6th. So make the most of this big energy. You can go up in the world at this time when it comes to your work. Now, I will say for romance, this is not the best energy. Not the best energy at all. It could make you think that you're right. Equally, it could attract a lot of self-righteousness in your partner. And this could be difficult energy for love life across this time. So take care. Equally, I mean, it could be good for love life. It is an exalted Venus, so I don't want to diminish it totally. I don't want to say that, you know, love life is terrible with this Venus, but it's a strong Venus, and Rahu is there. So, you know, for love life, I would say take care, definitely. But this is great energy for work. So any ambition or enthusiasm, or, you know, channel it into work. That's going to be the better thing to do. Now, Jupiter will go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus. This is happening in your 8th house. So Jupiter has been building you up behind the scenes. It's been expanding your subconscious. This might have been hard on your health at times. It might have brought up some difficulties over the past year. If we look at the past year, it might have brought up some challenging things. And I've got here, it's not long to go until a better transit. So that's mid-May, you're going to have a better transit, Libra. So that's good. Things are going to shift in a positive way for you there. And on the 12th of Feb, we have a full moon in 10th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta, so it's very intense. It's a very intense moon. I've got here, take extra care at work around this time. Okay, so just be extra careful, extra mindful on the 12th of Feb at work, because there's this very intense energy. If something happens around 12th of Feb and it's in connection with work, you know why. And on the 28th of Feb, there's a new moon in 5th house Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time for you to wish for healing in your heart space. You could also wish for a partner if you're single. You know, you want to meet someone, you want to meet that special someone, so you wish for them at this time. You could wish for a healing in your relationship with your children as well. So Libra, it's a big time, but it's a time of growth. You're growing. That Jupiter is growing you still. So keep going, keep growing. We are now going to welcome Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted all month. And for you, this is happening in your 5th house. It's quite lovely, Scorpio. This might make you very romantic, might make you want to pursue others. I've got here, oh, well, I do have one note. Yeah, Rahu is in the house. So we have to be careful, guys. And I've got the note here, take care of relationship scams. Wow, there are so many of those. And especially because, you know, here in England, we've got a cost of living crisis. And I think in many parts of the world, you know, money's tight, money's lean. And there are all kinds of relationship scams going on. So really, really be careful. Okay, really go slowly in love. Really take your time. Okay, so you've got all this romantic energy here, and that's wonderful, and that's great. But like, take care, because yeah. And this is yes, it's an exalted Venus, but Rahu's here. So Rahu is disillusionment, illusion. Sometimes we'll be chasing an illusion. So you got to be careful about that. But you know, there's romance in the everyday of life. There's romance, you know, in the first thing in the morning, that crisp air and the sun on your face, and you know, romance is everywhere. Romance is, and you don't need another person. So yeah, that's always good. You won't be scammed by appreciating God, for example. Right, so let's take a look. I mean, that's why I read Yogananda lectures, and he's so, in his language is so romantic. It's so wonderful. I'm really enjoying reading him. Now Jupiter is going to go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 7th house. Look at that, we're in the 7th house of commitment here. So, and this is a really good spot for Jupiter to be. So Jupiter has been healing your heart. Jupiter has been healing your relationship with your partner if you have one. Jupiter might have brought you a partner, definitely, in the past year. This energy is still happening. So, you know, it's still very good until mid-May. If you're yet to meet someone, this really could be a time where you meet someone across this month. So if you're hoping to meet someone, Scorpio, this is a good month for that. Now, on the 12th of Feb, we've got a full moon in 9th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta, so it's very intense. And I've got here, take extra care in your relationship with your father, your guru, teacher, people at work, cousins, authority figures, you know, that's the 12th of Feb there, bosses at work. And on the 28th of Feb, we have a new moon in 4th house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing at home, or even for a new and improved home of your dreams. Maybe you're window shopping. Maybe you've got a vision board. Maybe you just want to put a wish out there to the universe that, hey universe, I'd really like this. You know, whatever this is, you can put that wish out there. Scorpio, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted all month, the entire month of Feb. Now for you, this is happening in your 4th house. So you might really want to be at home this month. You might have a strong desire to be at home. I don't want to be at work. I want to be at home. This is good energy for you to spend time beautifying your home, beautifying where you live. It's a great month for clutter clearing. It's a great month for getting rid of old things. And you might want to invite Goddess Lakshmi over for tea or dinner or whatever it is that you like. Invite Goddess Lakshmi to your home. And before you do that, you have to clean your place from top to toe. Make it perfect, make it beautiful. Maybe you're putting fresh flowers, maybe you're lighting some incense, maybe you light a candle, but you are making it beautiful. You know, you get it all done, cook up something delicious and invite Goddess Lakshmi to your home. I think that's lovely. This is the month to do it. Now, Jupiter will go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 6th house. Jupiter in this area might have been tough actually. It might have been tough on your health the past year, but this energy is settling down now and Jupiter is getting ready to go into a much nicer neck of the woods. So that's going to be mid-May onwards. So don't you worry, things are going to improve and Jupiter's getting ready to leave this area behind now. So it might be that you look back over this past life and past year and it has been difficult, but that's going to wrap up and better energy is on the way from a Jupiter perspective. 12th of Feb, we've got a full moon in 8th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta. It's very intense. It's a very, very intense full moon. So you might be especially psychic at this time. Watch out for that, because this is 8th house, Cancer, Ashlesha. Wow. Got here, keep a dream diary or an ideas diary. And that's on the 12th of Feb, full moon. Definitely keep eye of your dreams, your connection to the other side. If you're a writer, you know, you might be getting more ideas at this time, or an artist of any kind. Now on the 28th of Feb, there's a new moon in 3rd house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing for you and or your siblings, or you and your friends, or maybe you're wishing for more soul tribe people to come into your life. So that's there on the 28th of Feb, new moon. It's all looking pretty good, Sagittarius. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Moon, or Capricorn Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have an exalted Venus for all of Feb. And for you, this is happening in your 3rd house. Wow, this is great energy. You are getting a boost of energy here. You're going to look fantastic. You might feel great. You might feel healthy. You might be glowing. I don't know. There's something good here, Capricorn. I'm loving it. I've got here the energies are shifting. It's time to feel good. And this is great energy for socializing. It's great energy for growing your business, getting out there, interacting with the world. You know, maybe you're catching up with a friend. Maybe you're starting a new project. You're doing something new. But the energy is shifting. You might well be feeling it. Now, Jupiter is going to go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus. That's in your 5th house. That's in your 5th house. And this has actually been a really good transit for you. I know, Capricorn, you're probably still having some impact there of the Sati. But your Jupiter has been boosting you up here. So Jupiter has been, that's over the past year that's been. So this has been expanding you creatively, helping with your investments, helping in your relationship with your children. Now the next transit of Saturn is not so great, but your Saturn will be superb. Okay, so we'll talk about that in the Jupiter video when I make that. And of course the Saturn video when I make that one. Now the 12th of Feb, we've got a full moon, 7th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. It's in Gandanta. So this is a very intense moon. Now you might get some insights about your partner at this time. You might get some insights about your love life. You might get some insights about what to do next, or how you need to be, or you might get some inspiration or some epiphany moments or something, but it's in relation to a significant other. I've got the note here. It's a good time to not say too much about your deeper thoughts until you have really understood them or processed them. You might be getting some insights, some ideas. It's a good time to journal it, write it down, reflect, take your time. It's not a good time, 12th of Feb, for any big, long, deep conversations or any of that. If you can not do it around the 12th of Feb, but maybe some other time, that would be good. And on the 28th of Feb, there's a new moon in 2nd house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing for you and your finances. Equally, it could be for you, a healing for you and your family as well. So that is what we have there, Capricorn. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And we are now going to welcome Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. This is Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Moon, or Aquarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have got Venus exalted for all of Feb. And for you, this is happening in your 2nd house. So this is big energy for money. And it's good. You could save money at this time. So this is good energy for you to build up your savings. But I've also got the note here that there could be some tricky things that might crop up in relation to money. And I've got here, think carefully about financial decisions this month and avoid rush energy. Okay, so we do have a little trickster energy here, which is Rahu. So take care, especially concerning like scams or any of that kind of thing. Now, Jupiter will go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus, in your 4th house. So this hasn't been the easiest energy, as Jupiter has been working through your subconscious mind, and some of this is quite abstract, some of this might be hard to pin down. I've got here certain karmic blocks will have been lifted behind the scenes, and you will profit from the newly emptied spaces of your life. It's like there's been some blockages removed, and some of that, as I say, it might have been challenging or painful or difficult even. But the next transit is going to be better. Okay, Jupiter's going to expand you. So I've got here, do some clutter clearing now, from now until mid-May. You've got from now until mid-May to really just get organized, get on top of things, clutter clear, feel like you're in charge, and that's going to be a good thing. 12th of Feb, we have a full moon in 6th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is in Gandanta. So this is a very intense moon. And I've got here, you might get insights about work or places where you compete, or with your competitors. You know, you might get some downloads. You get told, all right, they're doing this. Okay. I've got the note here as well, 12th Feb, full moon. Say less at this time. Yeah, say less. This is this kind of moon where everybody, we just like, you know, be quiet kind of thing. It is that kind of energy. Just like when I looked at it and I clicked up through the system, I was like, whoa, this is intense. This is very intense. It's good time for just meditation. Say nothing, do nothing. Actually, I should mark that in my diary. Don't make a video on the 12th of Feb. I think I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. I've got my eclipses marked already. All the eclipses, don't do anything. I don't do readings on eclipse days. I don't do it. I think I'm going to mark this one down. Yeah, it's interesting. All right, 28th of Feb, new moon in the 1st house for you. Oh, this is your new moon, Aquarius, in Satta Bishak. Yeah. So I've got here, this is an excellent time to wish for a healing in any area of your life that needs it. You determine that and ask the universe, help me out here. I need a healing. I need help in this area. And it's important that we do this because our guides, angels, you know, the gods and goddesses, they know what we want. They know what we need. But the guides and angels, I've heard that they can only step in and intervene when we ask them. That's how much high respect they have for free will. They don't touch our free will. But when we ask them, hey, I need help me with this, or, you know, then they can step in and do something. And on the 28th of Feb, new moon, you can ask your guides and angels to provide a healing, help you provide a healing in some area that needs it right now. Aquarius, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Pisces ascendant, Pisces moon, or Pisces sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So we have got Venus exalted all month. Wow. For you, this is in your 1st house. Pisces, this is all about you. The focus is on you here. I've got the note that physically this energy is wonderful. Okay, see how you go, but you should feel energetic at this time, or maybe you feel beautiful at this time, or maybe you're having a glow up, or maybe you've just got energy, maybe, you know. And I've got here, it's a great time to focus on your physical body. It's a great time to eat well. It's a great time to exercise. It's a great time to really look after yourself. You might want to reinvent your look. You might want to reinvent your style. You might want to play with that at this time. Equally, this could be a really good time if you want to get professional photos done. This could be a good time for that. Across this month, this could be that kind of month, a gift for yourself. Now, Jupiter is going to go forward on the 4th of Feb in Taurus in your 3rd house. So Jupiter has been doing some behind the scenes work for you. Jupiter's been removing blockages, because as Jupiter expands, sometimes Jupiter comes up against a block. So it's like, okay, we've got to move through that, and then Jupiter can expand a bit more. So Jupiter might have been doing some removing blockages type of work. And I've got here, this could be especially relating to career and how you present yourself in life as well. Now this is through until mid-May, where he'll work through, so after mid-May, Jupiter's going to go into the 4th, and it's going to work through your home life and your deeper subconscious. So there's some more work to do. But, you know, well, yeah, Pisces, some of you, my Pisces moon people, you're in the Sadhisati. We'll talk about that in a moment. But, yeah, there is some work. Soul work is happening here with Pisces. This is a growth time for you, Pisces. Let's take a look at the 12th of Feb. There's a full moon, 5th house, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. It is in Gandanta, so it's very intense. This is a very intense moon. You might get insights about your love life. You might get insights about your children or creative projects, things that you love. You might just get some insights and downloads. So this could actually be a bit of a psychic time. You could get inspirational things come through, downloads. So it could be a pretty profound time. But I do have the note here, it's best not to say much at this time. And in relationships in particular, it's a good time to just not, you know, if it's a good time to journal out your feelings, reflect on it on your own. But yeah, let the 12th of Feb, that big full moon pass, let it pass, and then you can, you know, then you can express yourself a lot more type thing. But this, I think this is a really intense full moon, and we've all just got to take care. Intense energy. And then we've got the 28th Feb, new moon in 12th house, Aquarius, Satabhishak Nakshatra. This is an excellent time to wish for a healing or for more of your psychic and or occult gifts to come online at this time. So that is what we have there for you, Pisces. And I'm just going to open up your chart, Pisces, because Pisces moon, my Pisces moon people, any Sadhisati people here. So that's your Pisces moon. I'm just going to open up a Pisces moon chart and just take a look at how you're doing with all that. Yeah, look at that. Wow, you're about to head into that intense bit, right? Where Saturn's really going to pass over the moon. That is coming up for you. And I wanted to pull out a comment that came. This was on the 2025 yearly predictions, and it's by Lunatic Astrology. I don't know if she's here watching, but hello if you're here watching Lunatic Astrology. I'm going to put your comment on the screen because I loved it so much. And I just want to say to my subscribers and anyone who's here, go and have a look at Lunatic Astrology and do subscribe, because she's on the brink of like a big milestone, and she's one of the best astrologers, most hard-working, incredible astrologers we have on the planet today. So go and take a look at the incredible work being done there. But I just wanted to read this comment because it was so positive and I really loved it. So she has said, my first Sadhisati for Pisces, sidereal moon, was 97 to 90 and was a massive success in my career and the birth of my daughter. Moon on my 3rd house. Don't be afraid. I love that. Don't be afraid. I think Saturn's role is about purpose. I started a new career in 1995. The massive success was Saturn Moon. Yeah, exactly. Saturn Moon can really be incredible. I'll give you another example of Trini Woodall. I don't know if any of you guys follow Trini Woodall. I have watched her YouTube channel since she had about maybe 10,000 subscribers, and I used to watch her because I vaguely remembered that when I was in Australia growing up, she had a TV show. I think it was called What Not to Wear. I don't know, I'll find out. I'll do some research. I don't know what her TV show was called, but I knew that she was this famous lady who was on TV. And so I started watching her YouTube channel, and I'm like, how are there not millions of people here? Because I thought she's famous and she was on English television, and I thought she'd be really huge. But she had a tiny, tiny YouTube channel for a long time. And I used to watch her when she'd put her mobile phone, she'd stick it, maybe with blue tack or something, on a mirror, and it would keep falling down. It was the most annoying thing. And, you know, all of us viewers are like, oh, could you just buy like a 2-pound thing to keep your phone on the mirror. And anyway, you know, for a long, long, long time, she just had a very small number of subscribers. She was working really, really hard. And I watched her recently on Forbes. And now she's at the helm of this like $74 million company, and it's all this big thing, and it's huge. And she said in that Forbes interview that when she was 50, she had to sell her house in order to keep her business going. And I think it might have been when she was 50 that I was watching her with the mobile phone and it's falling off the mirror and all this. Like, I couldn't believe it. So naturally I had to take a look at her chart and see what was going on. And it's amazing. 50, she has to sell her house. She's in the Sadi. But that, and look at that. That is a moment in time that she's talking about on a Forbes interview, where she's now talking about her enormous success. So yeah, Sadi, we must never feel down about it, or, you know, it really is character building. As Lunatic Astrology said, it's purpose building. It's, you know, you're building the meaning into your life. You're being worked and stretched and grown in all kinds of ways. So it's incredible. And yeah, just know and remember that anything difficult could be the thing that makes you. So yeah, that's what I have for everyone here today. Just having a look at the time. We're at about 15 minutes. Guys, well, I've been chatting here for about maybe an hour and a half. Guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.